Hi everyone, it's Eddie here. Eddie Makes Art. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm doing image transfers on the Gelli plate, Celebrity Edition. So I'm taking a couple of celebrity photos that I have laser printed, and I'm going to do some image transfers on the Gelli plate. This first one is of actor Timothee Chalamet. Here he is jumping and holding an umbrella. And the first thing I'm going to use, the paint I'm going to use is Liquitex Basics Black in Mars Black, and it's usually the one I go to do image transfers. And you'll see that this one didn't come out as well as I'd hoped. It's been a little humid here, so I think that was the issue, but I think I still made it work. I wish it was a little bit sharper. Like I said, it could have been the humidity in the space, or it could be that I had too much paint. You don't want too much paint on your plate when you're doing the transfer. And to add a little fun and texture, I'm using this stencil called Whirlies from PM Artist Studio to add some fun all around in the empty space of the image. For paint, I'm using the Winsor Violet from Winsor Newton Galleria acrylic, and I'm just using my smaller brayer to pop in the paint through the stencil in just the open areas and trying to avoid the actual image. I'll be using other stencils during this video and a foam stamp. All of those are available at pmartiststudio.com, and you can find all that info in the description box below this video. And along with that, there's also a discount code that you can use. Now, after this layer dries, what I'm going to do is I'll come back and I'll add some more touches to it. So I decided what I wanted to do is, because the umbrella really didn't come out that well because it wasn't a very strong color. So I'm going to use some of my Hippie Crafter mica powders and fill that in. And this is one of the blues. And I'm just going to take a little makeup brush applicator thingy and just add some of the blue all around and give the print a little more pizzazz. Now to pick this up, I don't have to let the mica powder dry because it just goes onto the plate and it sticks. I'm going to use the permanent rose from Winsor Newton to pull the print, and it's a transparent color, but I think it works really well with the blue and that purple there on the plate. This didn't take much time to dry, and that's the great thing about doing these image transfers is I don't usually have to leave them down on the plate for so long. And this turned out really, really great. I love it. It's nice and shiny, it's fun, and it's whimsical, but it's still missing a little bit something. So I'm gonna come in with just my Sharpie pen. And I know some people say you should probably use, what do you call those things? The Posca pens, but I don't have one that's thin enough to outline my image. So I'm just gonna use my Sharpie pen, and that's that. For the next transfer, I'm using an image of male model Cameron Porras, who's I found on Instagram and been following him for a long time. He does some really great work and takes amazing photographs. So I printed several of his photos, and none of this is going to be for sale. There's no, don't believe there's any copyright issue. I'm just, using it for my own purposes, and yeah, so just have fun. And you can see here, I'm taking off some of that paint because I did put on too much on that first layer. So you want to make sure you don't have too thick of a layer of paint on there. Once that's dry, I'm going to take this new stencil from my friend Rhonda Dona. It's brick wall wide, but I'm using it lengthwise, and I'm going to add some gold touches to this and create a really cool, like a brick wall behind and around the image of Cameron. For a little extra fun, I took this little star foam stamp from PM Artist Studio. That's a special. It's not out yet, but I'm sure it will be out soon. This is just stamping on some of the gold onto his shoulder area. If you look closely, I did add some blue into his eyes. It's the same mica powder I used on the Timothee Chalamet image pull that I did just a little bit ago. Look at that. Isn't that great? The color is just fantastic. It really punches up that image transfer and just makes that gold stand out even more. I really, really love this one. Let's go on to the next one. This is another awesome picture of Cameron, and it has some really good contrast, I think. And I think this one, I'm going to try and be a little bit less heavy with the paint, and I think I'm going to get a much better transfer on this one. For added texture, I'm going to take some paint and my texture plate here with all the circles on it that I made in a previous video. And I'm going to use some of the black that I used for the image transfer. It's the Mars black. And then just lay down some really cool texture all around in that empty space there around Cameron's head. Now to pull this one, I'm going to use one of my favorite paints, and um, it's the golden fluid acrylic in the bronze fine, and it's just a wonderful color. So I think it's going to make it really, really exciting. And again, this one didn't sit on the plate very long. I would say maybe a minute. And I used my Baron to get a good impression down. And I think you're going to like this one. Some of the white areas that you see is due to the paint crazing on the plate, which means it reacts with the conditioning oil that I use. It breaks apart like that and kind of causes like cellular kind of look. And but I kind of like it. It adds a little extra. For this next one, I want to show you that you can use your laser image more than one time, sometimes 3 or 4 times. This is the second time I'm using this. This is from the first image transfer I did of Cameron, and I'm going to pick it up this time with the Winsor Blue from Winsor Newton. And it's also a transparent paint. Again, a thin layer is going to allow you to get a better transfer from your image. It's not the best transfer, but we still got something there. And once I start getting paint on there and pull it, you'll see how much detail there really is. And now I'm going to do some fun stuff. I'm taking this stencil from PM Artist Studio. It's actually a mask of gears. And I'm going to lay that down. I'm going to take this fun green paint that I just got from Liquitex, brilliant yellow green, and just going to go over the mask with the paint on just that one area, just to give that empty side something exciting. Once that's dry, I'm going to use the PBO Dyna iridescent paint in the green yellow to pull the entire thing. And I don't know, I think it's going to be a good one. Let's take a peek. Yeah, this one's going to turn out really, really good. And you can see it also picked up some other stuff that I had going on the plate already from another image. You'll see that later on in the video. I did that with another image. So I'm going to take Froyle's stencil. It's her poem, Froyle Davies, the artist, and again, available at PM Artist Studio. And I'm going to lay down some bright light blue. So I'm going to take the mask and lay it down right on top of the paint, and then use some paper to pull up the paint around the mask, and then take the image transfer and lay that down on the plate and pull up that print. This is another quick pull. I didn't leave it on the plate very long, just enough time to get the paint transferred to the image. And let's take a look. Now that really makes it, that knocks it out of the park. Look at that. Very cool. Next, I'm taking this really cool mirror image of Cameron, and I'm going to do the transfer. And this time I'm using permanent magenta. Again, it's a transparent paint, which I like to use when I'm doing an image transfer. It just seems to work better than an opaque. I've tried opaques before, but they don't work for me all the time. So try to stick with the transparent paint. For some extra fun, I got bubble wrap here that I got in a recent package, and it's like a wider bubble wrap, so it gives you like a almost an oval image. And I'm going to use that on my small plate, pick up some paint there, and just add it to the bottom there where there's no image or anything. It's just blank. Since that stencil worked so well on the last image, I wanted to use it on this one. So I'm going to lay it down, but this time I'm putting the paint over the stencil. I'm going to use some gold to pick this up. It's not a super bright gold, and I'm not using a super heavy layer, but it's just going to be enough to pull the print off the plate, but also just give it a nice shine as well. Again, this one didn't sit on the plate very long, maybe 5 minutes, but let's see. All right, I think this one's a winner. Yeah, that's really cool. And you see the gold gives it something extra, but it's not overpowering. And so you still get that really nice image coming through. For my last image transfer, I'm going to use another picture of Timothee Chalamet. This one has a little more contrast, I would say, than the other one. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Windsor blue again. And like I said before, just, keep it a thin layer of paint and your transfer should work well. These transfers, they don't work every single time. So just keep at it. Don't get frustrated by, one failure, two failures, or three failures like I've had. Just keep going, keep at it, keep trying it. That is a really good transfer. I'm really happy with that. And I think I'm going to use my foam stamp. This is one of my new designs. And I'm going to take some acrylic wash in a shiny blue. It's like a metallic. And I'm just going to add some little stamping all around the side. To pull this, I'm using another Pebeo paint or PBO paint, and this one is it's the iridescent violet blue, and it's just a really cool color. It's not a super bright pink, and it works really well with that Windsor blue. Let's pull this and see what comes out. Yeah, that turned out really well. I'm so glad I used that stamp. Gave that just that extra touch of coolness. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you give these image transfers a try. Thanks a lot.